Parashat Naso, Numbers chapter 4, verse 21 to chapter 7, verse 89. Chapter 4, verse 21. Again, Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Take a census also of the sons of Gershon, by their ancestral households and by their families. Count all the males from 30 to 50 years of age, everyone coming to work in the service of the tent of meeting. This is the task of the Gershonite families in working and carrying burdens. They are to carry the curtains of the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, its covering, the outer covering of porpoise hide, the curtains for the entrance for the tent of meeting, the curtains surrounding the courtyard and the altar, the curtain for the entrance, the ropes and all the equipment used in its operations. They are to do all that needs to be done with these things. The sons of the Gershonites are to do all their tasks, whether carrying or doing other work, according to the word of Aaron and his sons. You are to assign to them all that is their responsibility to carry. This is the duty of the families of the sons of the Gershonites regarding the tent of meeting. Their duty will be under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the Kohen. Next, count the sons of Merari, according to their families and their ancestral houses, sons 30 years old and upward to 50, everyone coming to work in the service of the tent of meeting. This is their task in the service of the tent of meeting. The frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, posts and bases, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard, plus their bases, tent pegs, ropes, and all their paraphernalia, with everything related to their operation. Assign to them by name their duties and tasks. This is the service of the families of the sons of Merari, as they work under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the Kohen. So Moses, Aaron, and the princes of the community counted the sons of the Kohathites according to their families and their ancestral households. All the men who came to do the service of the tent of meeting, from 30 to 50 years of age, were counted by families, 2,750. This was the total of those in the families of the Kohathites, every one serving in the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron counted them according to the mouth of Adonai by Moses' hand. The sons of Gershon were counted according to their families and their ancestral households, males from 30 years old and upward to 50, all those coming into the work of the service of the tent of meeting, numbered according to their families and ancestral households, 2,630. These were those counted from the families of the sons of Gershon, each serving in the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron counted according to the mouth of Adonai. Those were counted from the families and ancestral households of the sons of Merari, from 30 years of age upward to 50, who came to the work of the service of the tent of meeting. Numbered by their families, they were 3,200. These were those numbered from the families of the sons of Merari, by Moses and Aaron, in accordance with the mouth of Adonai by Moses' hand. Thus Moses, Aaron, and the princes of Israel counted all the Levites by their families and by their ancestral houses, all the men from 30 to 50 years old who came to do the work of the service and of carrying the tent of meeting, numbered 8,580. From the mouth of Adonai by Moses' hand, each man was assigned his work and his burden to carry. So they were counted as Adonai commanded Moses. Chapter 5. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Command Bnei Yisrael to send out from the camp everyone with ta'arat, who has some kind of discharge, or any contaminated by a dead body, whether male or female. You are to send them outside the camp, so as not to defile the camp where I am dwelling among them. This Bnei Yisrael did, sending them outside the camp. Just as Adonai spoke to Moses, so Bnei Yisrael did. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Say to Bnei Yisrael, whenever a man or a woman commits any sin against any person, thus breaking faith with Adonai, that soul bears guilt. That person is to confess the sin he has committed, make full restitution for his wrong, add 1/5 to it, and give it to the one he wronged. But if that person has no close relative to whom to pay the restitution belongs to Adonai. It is to be given to the Kohen along with the ram of atonement, with which he is to make atonement for him. Every contribution from all the sacred things that Bnei Yisrael brings to the Kohen will belong to him. Each one's sacred holy gifts are his own, but whatever each man gives to the Kohen belongs to that Kohen. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Bnei Yisrael and say to them, Suppose some man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him, and another man has sexual relations with her, but it is hidden from her husband's eyes, and her impurity is not detected. Yet there was no witness against her, and she was not caught in the act. Then a spirit of jealousy overcomes him, and he is suspicious of his wife, when she is impure. Or a spirit of jealousy overcomes him, and he suspects his wife, yet she is not impure. Then he should take his wife to the Kohen. He must also bring 1/10 of an ephah of barley flour as an offering for her. He is not to pour oil or put incense on it, because it is an offering for jealousy, a reminder offering drawing attention to guiltiness. The Kohen is to bring her near and have her stand before Adonai. Then the Kohen is to take some holy water in a clay jar and take some dust from the floor of the tabernacle and put it into the water. Then the Kohen will have the woman stand before Adonai, loosen the woman's hair, put into her hands the reminder offering, the offering for jealousy, while in the Kohen's own hands are the bitter waters that bring a curse. And the Kohen will have her swear under oath, then say to the woman, If no man other than your husband has slept with you, and if you have not gone astray into impurity from your husband, may this bitter water that brings a curse not harm you. If, however, you have gone astray from your husband, and if you became impure and had sexual relations with a man other than your husband, then the Kohen is to have the woman swear under this oath of a curse, and say to the woman, Then let Adonai cause you to be cursed and denounced among your people, when Adonai causes your thigh to rot and your belly to swell. May this water which brings a curse enter your body and cause your belly to swell and your thigh to rot. The woman is to say, Amen, Amen. And the Kohen is to write these curses on a scroll and wash them into the waters of bitterness. The Kohen will then have the woman drink the bitter water bearing curses, so that the water of the curses of bitterness enters her. The Kohen is to take the jealousy offering from the woman's hand, wave the offering before Adonai, and bring it to the altar. The Kohen is to take a handful of the grain offering and burn it up in smoke on the altar as a memorial offering. The Kohen will then have the woman drink the water. When she is made to drink the water that carries the curse, if she has defiled herself and been unfaithful to her husband, it will enter her and cause bitterness. Her abdomen will swell and her thigh will waste away. She will be accursed among her people. If, however, the woman has not defiled herself and is clean, she will be free from guilt and be able to have children. This is the Torah regarding jealousy, when a woman goes astray from her husband and defiles herself, or when a spirit of jealousy comes over a man and he jealously suspects his wife. The Kohen is to have her stand before Adonai and apply this entire Torah to her. The husband will be free of guilt, but that woman will bear her guilt. Chapter 6. Again Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Bnei Yisrael and say to them, Any man or woman who desires to vow a Nazirite vow to be separate for Adonai is to abstain from wine and any other fermented drink. He is not to drink any vinegar made from wine, or any fermented drink, or any grape juice, or eat grapes or raisins. All during his days as a Nazirite he is not to eat anything from the grapevine, even the seeds or skins. All the duration of his Nazirite vow, no razor is to come on his head until the time of his consecration to Adonai is over. He is to be holy, and the hair of his head is to grow long. All the days of his separation to Adonai he is not to go near a dead body. Even if his father, mother, brother, or sister should die, he is not to make himself unclean, because his consecration to God is on his head. All the days of his separation he is to be consecrated to Adonai. Now if someone should die suddenly in his presence, thereby defiling his dedicated head, he is to shave his head on the day of his purification, the 7th day. Then on the 8th day he is to bring 2 doves or 2 young pigeons to the Kohen at the entrance of the tent of meeting. The Kohen is to offer one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering. He is to make atonement for him because he sinned through the corpse. He must consecrate his head on the same day. He will be dedicated to Adonai for the days of his Nazirite separation. He is to bring a year-old male lamb as a guilt offering. The previous days will not count because he was contaminated during his Nazirite separation. And this is the Torah of the Nazirite when his period of separation is over. He must be brought to the entrance of the tent of meeting. He is to present his offering to Adonai, a year-old male lamb without flaw as a burnt offering, a year-old female lamb without flaw as a sin offering, a flawless ram as a fellowship offering, along with a basket of matzah cakes made of fine flour mixed with oil and matzah wafers spread with oil, along with their grain and drink offerings. The Kohen will offer these before Adonai and present his sin offering and burnt offering. Then he is to sacrifice the ram as a fellowship offering to Adonai, along with the basket of matzot. The Kohen will also present the grain and drink offerings. The Nazirite is then to shave the hair of his dedication at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and he is to take the hair of his dedication and put it into the fire of the fellowship offering sacrifice. The Kohen is to take the boiled shoulder of the ram and one matzah cake and one matzah wafer from the basket, and he is to place them into the hands of the Nazirite after he has shaved the hair of his dedication. The Kohen will wave them before Adonai as a wave offering. They are holy and belong to the Kohen, along with the breast that was waved and the thigh that was presented. Afterward, the Nazirite may drink wine. This is the Torah regarding the Nazirite, who vows his offering to Adonai with regard to his consecration. Besides whatever else he can afford, he must fulfill the vow he has made in accordance with the Torah of his consecration. Again, Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, Thus you are to bless Bnei Yisrael by saying to them, Adonai bless you and keep you. Adonai make his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. Adonai turn his face toward you and grant you shalom. In this way they are to place my name over Bnei Yisrael, and so I will bless them." Chapter 7. When Moses finished setting up the tabernacle, he anointed and consecrated it and all its implements, the altar and all its utensils, and he anointed and consecrated them. And the princes of Israel, heads of their ancestral houses, they were tribal princes in charge over those who were numbered, gave offerings. They brought as their gift before Adonai 6 covered carts and 12 oxen. A cart came from every 2 princes, and an ox from each one of them. They presented them before the tabernacle. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Accept these from them to use in the service of the tent of meeting. Give them to the Levites to use as each man's work requires." So Moses took the carts and the oxen, and he gave them to the Levites. He gave 2 carts and 4 oxen to the sons of Gershon as their work required, and 4 carts and 8 oxen to the sons of Merari as their work required, under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the Kohen. But to the sons of Kohath he did not give any, because their responsibility was carrying the holy items on their shoulders. When the altar was anointed, the princes brought their dedication offerings and presented them before the altar. For Adonai had said to Moses, "Each day one of the princes is to bring his offering for the altar's dedication." Bringing his offering on the first day was Naso, son of Amminadab, from the tribe of Judah. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels by the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them filled with fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old as a burnt offering, 1 male goat as a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs 1 year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Naso, son of Amminadab. On the second day, Nathanael, son of Zuar, prince of Issachar, brought his offering. The offering he brought was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 gold ladle of 10 shekels filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb 1 year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs 1 year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Nathanael, son of Zuar. On the third day was the prince of the sons of Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, both according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Eliab son of Helon. On the 4th day was the prince of the sons of Reuben, Elitzur son of Shedeor. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Elitzur son of Shedeor. On the 5th day was the prince of the sons of Simeon, Shelomiel son of Zurishaddai. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Shelomiel, son of Zurishaddai. On the 6th day was the prince of the sons of Gad, Eliasaph, son of Deuel. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Eliasaph, son of Deuel. On the 7th day was the prince of the sons of Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Elishama, son of Ammihud. On the 8th day was the prince of the sons of Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. On the 9th day was the prince of the sons of Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Abidan, son of Gideoni. On the 10th day came the prince of the sons of Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old as a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. On the 11th day came the prince of the sons of Asher, Pagiel, son of Ochran. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old as a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Pagiel, son of Ochran. On the 12th day came the prince of the sons of Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver basin weighing 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both filled with fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 ladle of 10 shekels of gold filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 young bulls, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Ahira, son of Enan. This was the dedication offering from the princes of Israel for the day when the altar was to be anointed: 12 silver plates, 12 silver basins, 12 gold ladles. Each silver plate was of 130 shekels, and each silver basin was of 70 shekels. Altogether, the silver utensils weighed 2,400 shekels according to the shekel of the sanctuary. The 12 gold ladles filled with incense each weighed 10 shekels, by the shekel of the sanctuary. Altogether, the gold ladles totaled 120 shekels. The total of the livestock for the burnt offering was 12 young bulls, 12 rams, and 12 male lambs a year old, along with their grain offering. 12 male goats were sin offerings. The total number of livestock used for sacrifice of fellowship offerings was 24 oxen, 60 rams, 60 male goats, and 60 male lambs a year old. These were the dedicatory offerings for the altar after it was anointed. When Moses entered the tent of meeting to speak with Adonai, he heard the voice speaking to him from above the atonement cover, atop the ark of testimony between the cherubim. So he spoke with him. Judges chapter 13, verses 2 to 25. Now there was a certain man from Zorah, from a Danite clan, whose name was Manoah. His wife was barren and bore no children. And the angel of Adonai appeared to the woman and said to her, Behold now, you are barren and have not borne children, but you will conceive and bear a son. Now therefore be careful not to drink wine or strong drink, or eat any unclean thing. For behold, you will conceive and bear a son. Let no razor come upon his head, for the boy will be a Nazarite to God from the womb. He will begin to deliver Israel from the hand of the Philistines. And the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came to me, and his appearance was like the appearance of the angel of God, very awesome. But I did not ask him where he was from, nor did he tell me his name. He said to me, Behold, you will conceive and bear a son. So drink no wine or strong drink, and eat nothing unclean, for the child will be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death. Then Manoah entreated Adonai and said, My Lord, please let the man of God whom you have sent come to us again and teach us what we will do for the boy to be born. God listened to the voice of Manoah, and the angel of God came again to the woman as she was sitting in the field, but her husband Manoah was not with her. So the woman ran quickly and told her husband, and said to him, Look, the man that came to me the other day has appeared to me. So Manoah got up and followed his wife. When he came to the man, he asked him, Are you the one who spoke to the woman? I am, he said. Then Manoah said, Now may your words come about. What will be the child's rule and his mission? The angel of Adonai said to Manoah, Let the woman abstain from all that I mentioned to her. She should not eat anything that comes from the grapevine, or drink wine or strong drink, or eat any unclean thing. She must observe all that I commanded her. Then Manoah said to the angel of Adonai, Please let us detain you, so that we may prepare a young goat for you. But the angel of Adonai said to Manoah, "If you could detain me, I would not eat your food. But if you present a burnt offering, then offer it to Adonai." For Manoah did not realize that he was the angel of Adonai. Then Manoah asked the angel of Adonai, "What is your name, so that when your words come to pass we may honor you?" But the angel of Adonai said to him, "Why do you ask for my name? It is wonderful." Manoah took the young goat with the meal offering and offered them on the rock to Adonai, and he did something wonderful as Manoah and his wife were watching. For it came about when the flame went up from off the altar toward heaven that the angel of Adonai ascended in the flame of the altar. Manoah and his wife were looking on, and they fell on their faces to the ground. But the angel of Adonai appeared no more to Manoah or to his wife. Then Manoah realized that he was the angel of Adonai. Manoah said to his wife, "We will surely die, because we have seen God." But his wife said to him, "If Adonai had desired to kill us, he would not have accepted a burnt offering and a meal offering from our hand, nor would he have shown us all these things or let us hear such things as these at this time." Then the woman bore a son and called his name Samson. So the boy grew up, and Adonai blessed him. The Ruach Adonai began to stir him in Mahane Dan, between Zorah and Ashtaol. John chapter 12, verse 20 to 36. Now there were some Greeks among those who were going up to worship at the feast. These came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in the Galilee. "Sir," they said, "we want to see Yeshua." Philip comes and tells Andrew. Andrew and Philip come and tell Yeshua. Yeshua answers them, saying, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Amen. Amen, I tell you, unless a grain of wheat falls to the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much fruit. He who loves his life will lose it, and the one who hates his life in this world will keep it forever. If any man serves me, he must follow me, and where I am, there also will my servant be. If anyone serves me, the Father will honor him. Now my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? But it was for this reason I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came out of heaven, "I have glorified it, and again I will glorify it." Therefore the crowd that was standing there and heard it was saying that it had thundered. Others were saying, "An angel has spoken to him." Yeshua responded, "This voice hasn't come for my sake, but for yours. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the prince of this world will be driven out. And as I am lifted up from the earth, I will draw all to myself." He said this to show the kind of death he was about to die. The crowd answered him, "We've heard from Scripture that the Messiah remains forever. How can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Therefore Yeshua said to them, "The light is with you for a little longer. Walk while you have the light, so that the darkness will not overtake you. The one who walks in darkness doesn't know where he is going. While you have the light, believe in the light, so that you may become sons of light." Yeshua spoke these things, then left and hid himself from them.